Hello friends, Intuitive Rene here, bringing you your November 2022 TarotScopes. It is mind-blowing that this is where we're at, and I have this deep sense of urgency that I can't seem to shift and I can't seem to shake. I've been paying attention over the last couple of days to conversations that I've had with clients, messages that have come through from Spirit when I'm having my consults with clients. And there's definitely the sense of urgency. There's definitely the sense of we need to hurry up, we need to hurry up, we need to hurry up. Now, it's interesting because I sort of check in with Spirit and say, hurry up with what? Like, what are you specifically referencing, or what are you specifically wanting us to do? And the message that keeps coming through is that we momentum is picking up. Okay, we are moving towards a whole new reality. We are moving into very much unknown territory, and I know the future is unknown territory. The future is something we've not experienced or done before, but it's almost like we have been prepared for something big, for something major that is going to take place, a huge shift that is going to happen. And we have a lot of work to do individually and collectively. We have, and this is why Spirit keeps saying, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, the sense of urgency that's coming through. Because if we don't get our ducks in a row, if we don't sort ourselves out, if we don't allow ourselves to have the understandings that we need to have, we're limiting and restricting ourselves in all we are and all that we do. So when I connect with Spirit and I get the sense of urgency that keeps coming through, it's almost like Spirit to say, we have to do the work. We have to look within. We have to, each one of us have to work on ourselves. Let's stop looking at other people. Let's stop judging other people. Let's stop being critical of other people and what they're doing and how they're doing it. And let's all internalize and let's focus on our own selves and ask ourselves, are you happy with who you are? Have you done the work that you needed to do? Have you processed your trauma, your pain, your hurt from the past? Are you in a place of happiness right now? Are you excited about your future? I mean, these are a lot of questions, and I'm sure a lot of you are going, no, 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 no. And this is the work that needs to be done. We need to get ourselves in a place where we are comfortable, where we are happy, where we are burden-free. Now, let's be completely honest. None of us could ever be burden-free. None of us could ever actually get ourselves into that place where we don't have a worry or a stress, because life is tough, life is hard. But our outlook is shifting. The way that we are perceiving life is shifting. The way that we are behaving and what matters is shifting. But if we're staying in old regimes and old processes, old methods and old systems, we can't progress. So when the sense of urgency comes through, it's like Spirit is saying, it's time to do an upgrade. It's time for you to adjust your methods, your processes, all of those kind of things in order to be fully aligned with the new reality that's coming through for us. I have, on again, so many occasions heard from Spirit that 2023 is going to be massive. 2023 is the reason why we've had the last couple of years that we've had. 2023 is going to just, the way we enter and the way we exit are going to be so radically far apart from each other. I can't actually even put it into words, but we need to understand that it's time to process, to heal, to deal, to unwind, to unpack, to just not carry any of those stresses into the new year. We need to make sure that when we go into 2023, that we are going in ready, open, transparent, excited, enthusiastic, motivated, but we need to leave the past behind because it doesn't serve us anymore. It doesn't serve us any purpose or any function. So very, very interesting. Friends, you're here for your November 2022 TarotScope. So I record this intro. Everybody gets the same intro. So I record the intro once, then I switch the camera around and I give you for your particular zodiac. I just want to show you what cards I'm going to be working with for our TarotScopes this month. My tarot deck of choice is this amazing CS Tarot. CS Tarot is one of my all-time absolute favorite go-to decks. It is what I refer to as my go-to, but it's because it's the original simplified Rider-Waite-Smith tarot. It's like me going back to basics. It's like getting rid of all other people's expectations or other people's ideas or other people's ideals, and just getting back to the core of what tarot is all about. So, and that's why I thought it was so appropriate to use it this month, because this deck speaks a truth that we need to hear. So I'm going to use that CS Tarot for us today. And the Oracle deck that I'm going to work with is the Wisdom of the Oracle. So Wisdom of the Oracle is another very simple Oracle deck. Again, one that carries such strong truth. One that's images are pretty and beautiful, but its messages just sort of get rid of all the clutter, get rid of all the gumph, and just get straight to the point. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm going to stick to the same format as I used last month, because it's to the point, it's direct. There's not an excess amount of waffle. So the messages may be fairly short. The messages will be surely to the point, and I'm hoping it gives you whatever guidance you need to do the work that you need to do, so that you can clear yourself of burdens and baggage and drama and chaos. As we get closer to 2023, our heart spaces become more open, our minds become more open, and our souls are just ready for whatever the next year has to bring. So friends, I'm going to switch the camera around and let's get started. Right, Aries, let's get into the month and see what November has in store for you. We're going to start with this Oracle card over here, which is going to give you the theme for the month ahead. So let's get straight into it. What is the theme of the month ahead? And we've got Thinker. You know, it's quite an interesting one, Aries, because Thinker tells you that you're getting too much in your head, that we're going to be obviously trying to overanalyze and overthink and over-strategize on everything that we have going for us. Thinker is also saying to you that it's not going to be so much a month of physical stuff as it is more going to be about the I almost want to say the intellectual. So there's going to be a lot of stuff going on in the head, and maybe I have to giggle because you all know I'm an Aries with you, so whatever I'm saying here for you is absolutely for me. And I'm giggling because as much as I am a thinker, I find that my mouth works quicker than the brain, than the thinking does. And I think this is Spirit saying to us that during the month of November, we need to make sure, we need to be like extra aware of not rushing into anything from a verbal, from a physical, from a spiritual, from an anything point of view. Let's think it through first. Let's ponder and think about something before we rush in. So very interesting theme. We're going to see what the rest of the tarot have to say about it, as to how this thinking is going to evolve. But that's just immediately what I get. It's about just thinking something through before you speak, before you react, before you respond, because sometimes just the opening the mouth and, you know, jumping straight into a thing gets us into trouble. You understand, don't you, Aries? I can just imagine you all nodding your head in agreement with me around this. All right, so we're going to start off with card number one. And card number one over here is the lesson of the last month. So it might not even be the last month. Let's just say the last couple of days, the last couple of weeks, the last couple of months. But the period that we've just come out of, the experiences that we've just come out of, what was the kind of life lesson? What was the kind of situation or the reason we experienced the things that we experienced? And the card that we have there is the Wheel of Fortune. So it's about learning about fate. It's about learning about how the wheel turns. It's about learning about consequences. And it's also about learning about trust. So the experiences that you've been through over the last couple of days, weeks, months, Aries, have all been about you understanding how everything sort of fits together and how things progress and one leads to another, and there's this evolution that takes place. So that's what it's been. And I do think, I know I speak for myself when I say that there is this understanding of bigger purpose, bigger picture, and not just focusing on all the little details all the time, but it is about understanding and also about recognizing luck, recognizing opportunity, and recognizing that things just seem to work out the way that they need to without having to control it too much. Okay, I'm leaving that card for the end. And Aries, we're going to come down to these three cards down the bottom here, because this is the nitty-gritty for the month of November. This is something that you need to avoid during the month of November at all costs. At all costs. What do you need to avoid this month? And you see, we've got the Queen of Swords. Now, just to describe the personality of the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is somebody who speaks first, who stands by her word, who's very honorable, who has a lot of integrity, somebody who understands the bigger picture, but also understands that when I've made my decision, there's no going back. Once I've said a thing, there's no taking my words back. There's no going back on that. The Queen of Swords is somebody who has got a super sharp mind, I have no words today, a super sharp mind, super sharp wit, and intellect, and she uses that as her weapon of choice. Okay, but considering we've got a theme of thinking, it's telling you that for the month of November, Aries, that we need to make sure that we know that our thinking is accurate, that our thinking is correct, that our thinking is exactly as it needs to be before we jump into action, before we start doing anything. Okay, so because once you've said a thing, there's no taking it back. All right, once you've put a thing out there, there's no takebacks, there's no going back on it. So you've got to make sure that whatever it is you put out to the universe, it is exactly what you want, is exactly the way that you had intended. And this is why, this is under what we need to avoid, remember. So we need to avoid just speaking, reacting, and responding without first giving it any thought. I know. I'm like, how do we do this? Because that's just so out of character. But you know what, Aries, it's time for us to, I almost want to say rebrand. Okay, now if you remember the intro of this particular video and what I was saying there, this is definitely saying to us it's time for us to rebrand, because the way we've always been, the way we've always done things doesn't work for us anymore. We've shifted, we're evolved, we're moving towards different times, we're moving towards better times, and we need to be on board with that. We need to be on board with everything that's going on in our lives. So that is what we needed to avoid. Let's see, what do we need to embrace during the month of November? We need to embrace new opportunities. So Aries, this is quite interesting because Ace of Wands is the card of creativity, of inspiration, of drive and passion and enthusiasm for things we've not experienced before. And this is what Spirit is saying we need to embrace. So we need to get excited about rebranding ourselves. We need to get excited about doing things a bit differently, because it's clear, as much as we've had success and luck and good opportunities in the past, it's clear that we are needing to reestablish and to redefine who and what we are, and we need to get excited about it. We need to embrace it. So I'm going to say to you, Aries, if you've had any thoughts about changing your life, changing your situation, changing your circumstances, if you've been thinking to yourself, oh, it would be nice if maybe I could do this, or if I could do that, or, you know, if you've been having those kind of thoughts, this is definitely a positive for you, saying think it through, but go for it. Okay, what we need to stop doing is that initial gut reactions to stuff. That is what we need to hold back on, and that's what we need to avoid. Let's have a look over here, Aries, and see something that, this is something that you need to embrace. This is something that you need to give a bit more attention to. And now we're going to have a look at something that you need to pursue, something that you need to chase, something that you need to absolutely go after. Oh, look at this, all these beginnings. You see this, Aries, you see this. I can't make this stuff up. I truly can't make this stuff up. So here we've got Ace of Cups, and Ace of Cups is about new emotions, new relationships, new connections with people. Now, don't always think, when we talk about emotions, don't always immediately jump to the conclusion of relationship and personal relationships, because that's not what it is. But it is about the people that you engage and interact with on a regular basis. So there is somebody new that's going to come into your circle, that's going to come into your space. If you are single and looking for love, it could absolutely be that. But this, to me, it's more of a collective kind of energy. So there's somebody that's going to come into your energy. There's somebody that's going to come into your space that's going to assist you with the rebrand and with the excitement and with the enthusiasm that you need. So it could also be that through the rebranding, that suddenly you're realizing people that you enjoyed spending time with before no longer resonate with you, or no longer do it for you, or no longer connect with your energy. So it could be that. It could be that suddenly you're looking at life through different lenses, and the people that you're drawn to, the people that you're fascinated by, the people that you're attracted to spend time with on a social or even on a workspaces, They're different. They're not the same group of people anymore. There's new energies, new people coming into your space, which is really, really good. This is a positive. So all these new beginnings, and it's interesting again, Aries, referencing the intro of this particular video, how we are working towards a brand new life, a brand new experience, a brand new everything. And it looks like in true Aries style, we're up front, we're first. We're trying it first, we're doing it first, we're ahead of the pack, which is really, really great. Okay, we have one tarot card left, and this card is just anything extra that Spirit want to add that I haven't already covered. So let's have a look and see what we've got. So, oh my gosh, Aries. So I like to think of this card, right? The Nine of Cups. It's the card of having everything heart desires. It's the card of feeling happy and content with your reality, with your world, with your circumstance and your situation. It's almost a card as well of a little bit of, I'm going to use the term ego, okay? Because the way he's sitting and the way he's like almost holding himself, he's like, look at me, I'm just so fabulous. I'm just so wonderful and I'm just so amazing. So even though he has full right and full reason to show off a little bit, it does have this little element of a little bit of ego, a little bit of those kind of situations. But this is Spirit saying that, you know what, Aries, you have worked so hard. You have put a lot of effort into changing who you are, becoming a better version of yourself. And whether you've noticed it or not, you have changed. Take my word for it, you have changed. And instead of just absorbing it quietly, and instead of just, you know, getting on with it, I think this card is basically saying to you that Spirit would like to see you celebrate it. Spirit would like to see you sort of just, you know, have conversations with your new friends, your new people, your new crew, okay? Have conversations around who you used to be and who you are, because maybe you need to actually acknowledge the growth, the improvement within yourself in order to make it more real, in order to make it more legit. Okay, I have one oracle card left, and this is just an additional message for, like, you know, just what do we have to look forward to? What is coming up for us? What happens after all of this? So let's have a look and see what we get from this oracle. And we have got poised. You see, Aries, you see, we are poised for greatness. We are poised for success and happiness. We are poised for a life so much better than we've experienced, that we've had, that we've, you know, that we've ever had. So poised means that there's no more work to be done. Poised means that you are really ripe, you know, and it's literally just waiting for that second hand to tick over, and then we move, and then we go, and then we act, and then we react. So we are poised, Aries, and you know, as we move through what's left of 2022, and as we start preparing ourselves for 2023, as I mentioned earlier on, we're ahead of the pack. Okay, we're first. Aries is always, as far as the horoscopes go, as far as the signs of the zodiac goes, Aries is number one. It's house number one. It's right in the beginning. It's right in the front. It's the first. Okay, and this is where we need to understand that we are always the ones that will dip our toes in the water first, and everybody else will follow. So they wait to see what happens with us, and that's just who we are. We charge ahead, you know, straight into everything. So this is Spirit saying that we are poised for all these new opportunities, for all these new experiences that are coming our way. But it's time to actually recognize how far we've come, recognize how much we've achieved and how much we've overcome, and to actually celebrate our successes, to celebrate our victories, to celebrate the new version of yourself that you are. But remember, we need to spend more time here and less time here. I know that's difficult, but understanding that we are poised for greatness and that things are happening, okay? Things are happening. You can get excited. You can get enthusiastic. You can start looking forward to a great future. So Aries, it looks like the month of November is going to be easy peasy for you. There is nothing that you need to be concerned about. Just to make sure that you're holding mouth, holding your tongue when you need to, and not just rushing into anything. And if you can do that, I do think you're going to have an amazing month. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for your love and support as always. With love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care, Aries.